Hey, what's up, everybody? Coach for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. If you're watching this live, hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel or on the Spirit Channel TV, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos, and please leave a little comment, even if it's just an emoji, because Coaching for the Soul's algorithms will go skyrocketing high, and it will be sent around the world by YouTube. So, yes. So it's a gloomy day in Detroit today. It's kind of cold, cloudy, kind of gross. Daisy's having her lunch. So yeah, we'll see who pops on. Got a lot of things going on right now. And a lot of astrological stuff going on. Wow, it's crazy. And energy stuff going on. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool program, I think, today. We're going to channel healing today, because so many people are in this place of WTF, and they're looking at themselves and realizing how much they have left unhealed. Yeah, so we will go through that today. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, so this is a big weekend, huge weekend, right? We have the lunar partial eclipse, new moon, supermoon, big moon on Saturday, the 29th. And that's going to be extremely powerful. Everybody should feel it, all right? And then on the 30th, we have Neptune going into Aries for a couple of months, and then it goes retrograde back into Pisces for a couple of months, and then it goes into Aries full time for 14 years. And that is going to completely change our reality. Completely change our reality. In fact, I've got some notes that I wrote the other day because I was told to, and it's about this right here, if I can find it. Yes, okay. So the whole kabang is, I guess we're going to start now. Hey, everybody. So, okay. Neptune going into Aries on the 30th. It's the first time since the Civil War, 1861. Okay? So it has 164 year rotation around the sun. So it's there it's in there 14 years in almost every sign. All right. So Uranus is the dreamy planet. It's the fog. It is the doing things without people knowing. Okay. And it is going to rock Aries, which is young fire, tear it down, build new, get out of my way, I got too much energy, you gotta move, things like that, okay? So, there'll be 5 planets in Aries by the end of June. Again, hasn't happened since the Civil War, 1861, all right? The next 4, 5, 6 months are going to be tumultuous, right? Saturn moves into Aries on the 25th of May. Jupiter goes into Cancer, which is lovely, in June, okay? Uranus into Gemini first week of July, all right? So, no, into Gemini first week of July, yes. So all of those things are going to absolutely send things into just a haywire of craziness. This month is going to be, I should say, next month is going to be Aries season next month between the 30th and I believe it's the 20th or 19th of next month is going to be hell. It's going to be more intense, more warlike, more frustrated. People are going to speak out. A lot will happen in the next 3 weeks where they will cut major things that everybody needs to live on. Okay, not just food stamps and SNAP, but Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. I hate that damn thing. Not totally, Spirit says, but it's going to be radical. It's going to be radical. And if you've noticed, Elon's not on TV very much anymore. Okay, he's behind the scenes doing his thing. He's no longer speaking for Bonehead. But it's all about Neptune in Aries. Okay? This is why we're going to talk about healing today. Pretty much going to be a healing hour. Yeah. It's going to feel radical. It's going to feel strange. And I'm telling you what, it's going to bring up, if it's not already, with Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, which all go forward next month in the first 1 or 2 weeks. But they got to catch up to where they went retrograde, right? So there's a little bit of a shadow, right? If Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde didn't trigger you, this will. It will trigger you to let go. It will trigger you to do your work on your heart, okay? Ego will be in full speed ahead if you're not done ego work, all right? Again, I was just gonna say, as Saturn gets into Aries by the 25th of May, Saturn is restrictions. This is what we do. This is the deal. Uranus is like this, not doing it. The battle is going to be between those two planets, okay, which is going to infuriate a lot of people on the planet, all right, you included. It's about understanding that what you want will come if you've done your work. If you've done your work, you've done your meditations, you're talking out loud, you're connecting to your guides, you're doing all the things that they expect you to do. In the past, when I've said that, Spirit just said this to me, Bill, in the past when you've said that, it's been mediocre. This is going to be like a nuclear bomb, everybody. It is going to be absolutely transformational. It is going to change everyone's idea of what the future is in the next 6 months. Radical change. Radical change. Radical change, everybody. Not to scare you, but radical change. It is about the radical change that's happening in the government that affects all of us emotionally, not physically, emotionally. It's going to trigger all kinds of things from past lives in this lifetime, right? We set those intentions 3 months ago, I believe, right? By July, or by May, I think it was. By May or July, I'm not really sure what Spirit had said. But it's going to be, like Spirit has said before, nothing you've ever seen before. It's going to be radical. And it has to be radical because it has to be rebuilt. It has to be rebuilt. And I believe last week, Spirit talked about the person who's going to rise up and take energy away from everything that's going on there. He is not the savior. He's not going to be in charge of the government. He or she, I believe it's going to be a man. I know, Spirit. Because people in the world still believe that men are stronger, and that will change by 2030, which is true. Wars will break out, okay? Hear that? Everybody's going to be on trigger. Every country is going to be on trigger. And it's going to be a WTF moment in the next 4 or 5 months. That's going to affect our healing. That's going to affect everything that has needed to be cleared to come up. You're going to be busy. You're going to be busy taking care of yourself and others. All right? If if you have plans, Spirit says, to move into the future, let's say, right? To buy a house, or to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy a boat, buy a house up in northern Michigan, right? If you plan on changing jobs, any change at all is going to be fought with pushback with them. Because we don't know what else is going to fall. So stay with what you have. And then if you don't have it anymore, you can still do prelim work, right? But it's so important that we understand that we need to take care of ourselves, that we need to make sure that we are conscious, that you're paying attention to what's going on, all right? Talking to yourself out loud, parenting yourself. I know, Spirit is what, this is gonna be a full circle moment for most of us because we've talked about it since 2017, 2018, chimes, okay? What Spirit has talked about for the past 7 years is now coming to fruition. Is it comfortable? No. You're going to have all kinds of things that pop up. We got 2 more Mercury retrogrades this year. Venus retrograde will be done until, I think it's 1.5 years later. So it'll be 2027. But Saturn will be retrograde, Jupiter will be retrograde, Uranus will be retrograde, Mercury will be retrograde, of course, and it'll all happen after July. After July. And that's what it's all about, is understanding that this is when it is going to be the most volatile. It's starting on Saturday, Sunday, this weekend. Once Neptune goes in there for 3 months, I believe, 3 or 4 months, and then it goes back into Pisces, things calm down because Pisces is water. Uranus loves being in Pisces. He does not like being in Aries because it makes him fire up and ready to, yeah. Because Uranus is the war planet, just like Mars. It is the war planet. It wants to change things today. It wants to kick them out today. It wants to take over today. It wants to do all these kinds of things. And like Spirit has said before many times, these will be the last wars ever. Because a lot of people are going to get hurt and go bye-bye, like they're supposed to, back to their 3D place, or back to their home planet, back to wherever they came from, 12,000 years ago or more. And the rest of us will ascend. Spirit is saying, the bill is coming due for all of us and them. But the bill's coming due. What does that mean? It means that you have to step yourself up. You can't lead until you heal your heart. Can't do it. It's impossible. It is absolutely impossible. What you need to do is try, Spirit says. Just got to try. I got to get my water. Hang on, guys. You got to try. Because if you don't try, they can't help you heal. And this is everything, everybody. This is everything from this lifetime and anything from past lives that you have not already cleared. This is the lifetime of karma. Everything has to be cleared before you can move into 5D and higher. Plain and simple. When you get to 5D and higher, there is no past lives. Most of that information is gone. Can some of us still pick it up? Yes. So it's not 100%. Nothing is 100%. But understanding that your job is to take care of yourself. Your job is to heal yourself, right? Because you're going to be needed in the next year. Doing what? Telling people what's going on. The stage is set, Spirit says. The stage is set for people who are looking for information about WTF, are looking for answers. They're looking for something. And that's when this person comes up that is not in politics at all, but helps to build back the government by 2030, long time, from the bottom up, not the top down. Spirit has said many, many times, all of those people that are billionaires will not be billionaires by 2030. Not even close. Not even close. Will it be a rude awakening? Yes. Will it be to take care of the masses? Yes. Yes. We will no longer be the haves and all the have-nots. That running and absolutely running in circles, as the masses have done for centuries and centuries and centuries, since the country was founded, let's say. 2 centuries at least, but around the world. The older civilizations, that the less than never got anything more than less than. White hierarchy. White men hierarchy. Going to be gone. Going to be gone. And it won't be little by little, everybody. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. Because they're involved. All of our guides are involved. The universe is involved. This is the rude awakening. The rude awakening, Spirit says, of everything that we've always thought about, but never thought we'd see. Never thought we'd see. I get it, guys. I get it. Holy cow. Oh my God, they chills like crazy. The whole back of my head is lit up like it's wild. Crown chakra is lit up. Yes. So Spirit just said this. It happens in 3 days. It happens in 3 days, everybody. Today's 28th. Happens on the 30th. 2 days. Right? I think so. The 30th. Whenever the 30th is. Well, it's the 20th today, I believe. Yeah. So maybe it's the 27th. April will start out with a bang. It will be one thing after another. One thing after another. Because they know it's coming. They know it's coming. Because the masses, the protests are getting bigger. All right? I believe there's one April the 5th in every state capital around the country and in D.C. They want to call it something else, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so watch they'll start changing the initials on the buildings and stuff like that, and at the post office, which is silly. Anything to disrupt the government, they're going to do. Anything that people, anything that they perceive to get the masses more defeated, they will do. The plan is to make a 100% white society. And then them. And then them. Yes. Yes. It will not work because that's not the future at all. They're thinking in 3D as if it's 1900. Not going to happen. But they're supposed to be like that, right? Because everything that's happened in the last 100 years up to the 60s, what's that? The white guys ran it. But after the 60s, right? Little corruption. More corruption in the 70s with Richard Nixon. More corruption in the 80s with Ronald Reagan. More corruption in the 90s. More corruption in the 2000s. More corruption in 2010 and then 2020. They're all rich. Although they claim to be one thing and they're not. And this is why it is so important, because that's going to trigger us. All of the events that happen with the energy that is here, that is going to be intensified in the next month, is going to trigger so many people, and it's meant to. It's going to show you exactly what you haven't healed yet. Lots of black dots, Spirit says. Lots of black dots. See? And that's why if you do not have a morning practice, if you don't have a daily practice, if you don't have all of your things that you need to know because you practice them, you're going to be caught with your pants down. And you're going to be Because ego's going to take hold. It's going to make you absolutely bat crazy. Yeah. It'll be 100%. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay. So Neptune in Aries on the 30th. Saturn by the end of May. Saturn is restrictions. Dream, don't want restrictions. I don't need to be dreaming. Sorry, not going to happen. And Aries just feeds that. It just feeds it. Saturn is a ruling planet of Capricorn. Like boundaries, like structure. Again, Saturn rules the United States. Structure, build on top of structure. It's all going to come crashing down. Tower moment is going to happen, Spirit says. The tower moment is going to happen. And it's going to happen this year. So, whatever you want to have, you have to believe first off that you deserve it. Not want it, deserve it. There's a difference. If you can get to that point of okay, I'll just tell you this. Seriously, use Bill as the example. Okay. If you believe you deserve something outwardly, but the voice, your sub, right? That sub-ego that Spirit talked about last week can be anybody. Anybody in your family in this lifetime, right? It is somebody in this lifetime that is your sub-ego, which is really major saboteur. Will say, you're not going to do that, right? You're not going to win that, right? You're not going to buy that, right? That's just fantasy, Bill. It's fantasy, right? Like last week when I talked about going to Brenda and she was downstairs using the washroom, and I was sitting up waiting to go on the table because she's a quantum healer, and her telling all the secrets, huh? I was like, the hell's that? My mother. That is the voice that makes me beat myself up for freaking 50 years. Yeah. So understanding that more than likely, the extra voice in your head at the times that you want to beat yourself up is somebody from this lifetime. Yeah. Ooh, right on my face. And now it's in my eye. Yeah. I love you, Mom, but you know what? Yeah. I know. Not a lot of good news in most families when it comes to praise, when it comes to things like that. Be realistic, Bill. Be realistic. Be realistic. Be realistic. Be realistic. Again, this is 1960s, 1970s, 1980s. Again, voice in my head, clairvoyant, working really hard, making lots of money. Okay, great. Gay. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. All of us have that. Some point of it. So when we get triggered, we have to heal our heart. Guided meditations to heal the heart. Parenting yourself out loud, right? Telling yourself, you know what? It's going to be okay. We got this. It's good. Calling friends who are spiritual. Calling friends who are spiritual. Calling, if you're if you have a membership with me, talking to people on the monthly Zoom call for an hour and a half about what's going on with you. The next call should be freaking amazing because everybody's going to be in some type of WTF. Yeah. Some people are being triggered now. And it's very, very strange because it's not Mercury retrograde. It's meant to hurt me. Yeah. Okay. So they're feeling it too. Other people. Okay. But I know how to deal with it. By not responding. By not kicking back. By not doing anything like that. Because it's healed. Right? Did old Bill... I'd have tore that person apart. Ripped him up to shreds. No. No. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't serve me. Because guess what happens when that 3D anger comes out? How dare you? Blah, 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 blah. You think blah, 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 blah. You're exhausted at the end. Because all the adrenaline gets pumped up. You're ready to fight. You're ready to do what you got to do to survive. That's going to happen. I'm telling you, that's going to happen in the next month. 2 months. Going to. And everybody needs to understand why my spouse is acting like that when he's not spiritual. Will be my son who's 18. He's not spiritual. My daughter who's 20. She's not spiritual yet. Yourself. Barking or saying something out loud that to hurt somebody's feelings. Why? Because you were hurt as a child. That's why it repeats itself, everybody. Single moms, suicide, all, I know, Spirit. Spirituality, God, acting wrong, thinking that, running away from who you are, huge. Many people do that every day, right? They got all this greatness inside of them, but they run away from that. Why? Because their parents said they were worthless or something as bad. No praise, no love, no connection, no anything. You're going through a childhood that is meant to be nurtured. Only it was just fed and put to bed. Didn't work. Or went to bed, if you had a bed, and didn't have any food. And again, there's all kinds of things that happen in this lifetime that people don't share. They don't share. And many, many times, they're stuck in that third dimensional energy, not able to get out. That's what we're for in the future. Because those people are going to be, okay, bing, why do I need to, I can see that person's, I can see that person's light coming out of their house. I can see that person's light coming out of their apartment, their condo, whatever. I can see it at the grocery store when I'm walking the grocery. There's a person there. How all of a sudden can I see these people's auras? How can I see this white light? What is the white light? Is it Jesus? Is it God? No, it's you. Be ready for it. Knocking on your door. Don't worry, Daisy. It's just Daddy. Daisy's like, just me. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's going to happen eventually. Don't expect first day. Don't focus on it. Just do your stuff. Live your life. And one day, I'll guarantee you, somebody's going to be like, oh gosh, I saw this light come out of your house and, I needed to ask you a question. Really? Why? Well, because of who you are. Because of who you are. Light beings will be abound. They'll be everywhere. Be everywhere to help humanity out. Because they don't know what's going on. They won't know what's going on. All they'll know is that my life seems to be falling apart. My husband got terminated from his job because of that. I lost my job at the post office because of that. My daughter lost her job after 10, 15 years in that, because of that. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of WTF. A lot of the F word. Like, what the is going on? They will transform faster than we ever did. Because it's time. It's time for us to open ourselves up, understand after we've healed, healing will be much faster. Be much faster. Why? Because they need the troops. They need people to be out there allowing themselves to be a channel and channeling for people to make them feel better, to get them on the right path. Yeah. Things will change immensely by 2026. Mid-2026, we will look back right at this time now and go, wow, that was quick. That was very, very quick. Very, very quick. As everything kind of falls down and kind of falls away as people struggle. Because again, the easiest way to have somebody change who they are is for them to struggle. Horribly to say, but it's true. It's true. Because of emotion, because of determination, because of responsibility, because we grew up on that third dimensional energy. Yeah. Join forces with other people to fill in the void because everything came crashing down. It's very, very, very important, everybody. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And when this person rises up out of nowhere, again, it's not Jesus, it's not God, he will be looked at as that because he is here to rebuild the government from the bottom up instead of the top down. Basically saves what's left of the government as they dig in deeper, trying to survive, Spirit says. Trying to survive. And eventually they won't. They'll just, right? Right? Some way, somehow. But healing yourself is so very, very important that we have to take it seriously when we feel it, right? It can be psychological, with ego, again, with our hearts, because that's where we carry our energy, most of us, from past lives and from this lifetime, our hurt, our pain, our weakness, let's say, but it's really a strength, but ego makes us think it's a weakness. And going through and systematically changing the way that we think, changing the way that we feel, because it's happening much faster than it did 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or was challenging. Similar to the pandemic of 2020, where people had time, unless they worked from home. And the government paid out checks, right? They won't pay out checks this time. They won't. Everything's going to be stolen. Going to be stolen. And many people will be held accountable, Spirit says, because it's their karma. And not in a way that takes forever. In a way that is systematic. Systematic. Again, man. The mood in the country will continue to sour. They can always say it's not souring, but we feel it is. We know it's not true. Okay? Trust your instinct. Spirit says, trust your instinct. Again, healing is your most important duty. And you can't do it by yourself. You can ask Spirit, right? What they can do, soul journey, everybody. Remember, soul journey. You signed the contract for now. You're here for a reason. You're here to help the planet evolve into fifth dimension and higher. They set that in place. The aliens will come in 2 years, which we've talked about before. They will start showing themselves in 2020, into 26, going into 27. Again, they're here to help with the transformation. Will somebody make them the enemy? Of course they will. Of course they will. Because they want it to be the rich, white, old man country. Like it was in 1900. No. Mm-mm. And because we've evolved so fast, in 100 years, that's pretty good, right? I mean, heck, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. It will feel like instantaneous. when it happens to you. When they take you up into 5D, which many of you have already been in 5D, you just don't recognize it. But I've had more and more people contact me about being able to channel. Bill, it just comes out of my mouth. Of course it does. Because when you're in a neutral position, which they put you in, like now for me, I mean neutral, right? It's just coming down, boom, 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 and then it goes good, and then it rolls, and then it rolls, and then it rolls. I'm in 5D now, which I always am when I channel. And I've been channeling all day, which is kind of cool. I've been really busy with membership stuff, yeah. And a few others. Okay. So for those of you that are single and looking for a man or a woman, okay, a partner, don't be surprised if the need comes up to have someone in your life. That's fear. That is fear. I can't do this by myself. Can't do this by myself. Very herd mentality. All right? Very herd. H-E-R-D. Chimes. Men or women, Spirit says. Okay? It's going to come from here. Right? The fear of, I don't have anybody to help me. I need somebody to help me. Men, women. Right? Understand what that is. Understand what that is, Spirit says. Use your intuition to understand what that is. Third dimensional fear, I've got to have somebody to survive. No. It's not true. It's not true. See? So I don't want anybody, if you are single, to take the first caller. Don't. Because they're there to either heal you because they're emotionally not healed, or hurt you, not physically. Not physically. It is them understanding that if you take someone just because, if you settle, if you don't have boundaries, if you don't understand who you are, they may get you through, but you may be taking care of them instead of them taking care of you, vice versa. Spirit always says, as you raise your vibration, your person's there. He or she finds you. Which is true. Very true. Very true. Happens to all of us, right? Others that are in our past or are still in our lives today are there for a reason. To help us ascend. Especially when we get clear about what no longer serves. This person does not serve me any longer. I don't like them. But I hang out with them. I'm still married to them because I need them. Even though they treat you bad, the wife treats you bad and beats you up and makes you feel really sorry for yourself, and you're sticking around, we have for the kids. Well, the kids are already starseeds, already connected. They'll be fine. It's you and your wife that have to worry about okay, how do I parent and take care of myself too? Just like the pandemic, after people had to stay in had to basically shut down and be with themselves all day, all night, some divorces happened. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's very important that you, as a spiritual human, connected to your source, right? Understand who you are and take that step to recognize that. That's self-worth. Been there, done that. My entire lifetime, I've never taken on the energy of what other people think about me. The good stuff. The bad stuff doesn't matter. The good stuff, right? In all my careers, at the top of the game, I'm a Capricorn, right? Work really hard, got lots of medals, got lots of awards, got lots of money, got a lot of everything, but they want to put me on a pedestal. Well, my mother always said to me, do not, because I was very I was pretty good when I was young, right? Chimes. And they always wanted to put me on a pedestal when I was in my late teens, early 20s. My mom's like, no, don't do that, because they are there to knock you down. They're there to knock you down. Somebody's going to come down with a baseball bat and knock you off that pedestal. I'm like, but I don't want to be there anyway. You know, I'm just doing, again, very humble. I'm just doing my job, just doing whatever, right? Leave me alone. I'm good. That's self-worth. No, Bill, you need to understand who you are. All of us do. Because we're all really good at something. Can we do good at everything? I tried. Doesn't work. Am I more understanding now? I'm less dedicated? For sure. I'm more important. I'm 65, right? How much time do I have good years left? A decade? Again, no. You have to look at what you have and where you're at and what you want out of the next decade. Don't go 20 years, don't go 30 years, right? And how happy do you want to be? Well, it depends on what you want to talk about happy. Well, things that make you happy. I've only been happy when I've worked. Fun is way overrated. It's way overrated. Always disappointed. Self-image. Self-worth, right? Not able to look at how good I do at my jobs and have fun too. No. Capricorns are black and white. Either white or black. Take your choice. I pick the white. Good. Means you're going to work all the time. Not chasing the money, but enjoying the money because I could have. Because at 13, my mother says, why do you think you deserve? Why don't I deserve? Honey, that's not the way the world works. What do you mean it's not the way the world works? Look at Dad. He's successful, got money. You know, we live pretty good. Got 2 houses, 2 cars. Okay, what's the deal? I don't understand. Why shouldn't I want to be the best at what I do? Well, that's okay. But why do you expect it to just happen? Well, why wouldn't I expect it to happen? I know who I am. I'm really good at what I do. You know, a lot of people like who I am. Blah, 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 blah. See who my mother was? Not wanting me to be disappointed and hurt. I get it. It's in all of us. There's some person in your life who, again, was that person. But it also took away our power. Took away who we are and what we think about ourselves. And then you got society in the 3D, which you didn't matter anyway. You had to do it yourself. Never learned how. Until now. Right? Because of who we are going to be in the next 6 months. Strong, intelligent, connected to spirit, channeling. Things you never thought you'd say out of your mouth. People are attracted to you because they need to know. They see your light all of a sudden. They absolutely, physically see your light and are intrigued by that. Before now, let's say, your soul saw the light. Like when you walk into a store and everybody looks at you, or a restaurant, that they look at you. Because their soul is saying, look at light. Look at light. There's light. There's source light. They don't even know they're looking at you. They're just automatically turning and looking. Unconsciously. Because their soul is commanding them when they're chilling, which is beautiful. Spirit too. But when it starts to get hazy, when it starts to get a little invigorated, both of those team together and absolutely give you the energy and the power to take care of you, your family, and others, Spirit says. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. Is it going to blow our freaking socks off? Yeah, probably for some of us. Others, like I feel great for the younger people because they're prepared for it without even knowing it. It's those old geezers that are so set in 3D that we just want to boom, 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 boom. keep going, doing the same thing, just plowing along. It doesn't work anymore. I've reminded myself of that for the past week and a half, 2 weeks. Bill, you're 65. Do I feel 65? No, I feel about 55, maybe 50. Yeah. That's not on all days, but it's on most days. So I have to remind myself that, again, like all of us, because I think I put this on a post on Facebook, you got to enjoy today. You really do. You got to enjoy today. Whatever's bothering you, kick that out. Heal that stuff. Tell yourself, no, I'm not doing that today. It's going to be a good day today. I was on the highway yesterday, and not a stone, but a rock hit my windshield. Boom. From a semi without a trailer in front of me. It must be the size of a quarter. I'm like, Spirit, really? Are we really doing that? Really? Spirit, come on. What are you talking? Come on. Why would that happen? The answer was to see how you'd react. Well, that deflated like all that stuff. Sorry. Like, oh, no, you're not going to get me on that. Absolutely not. And my energy went right back up to 5D as I'm driving, which is like, no, we can't really do that. Yeah. So it was a good ride to where I was going to my appointment. Yeah. Pretty good. Could have been horrible. Could have been I was so angry and so PO'd that I'm like, Spirit, blah, 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 blah. And as I stopped, because I wasn't getting any response, because your reaction is what we expected. Oh. Well, it is a $400, $500 windshield, probably gonna crack. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, Bill. But what if? But what if, Spirit? That's what I thought. Ego is still in control on certain times. We blame energy. Soul journey, even the most intricate things, to see how you react to that happening. In Mercury retrograde, is we're already angry, right? Everyone is afraid. Venus retrograde, love and money. Hello. What else do you need between those two? It's our lives, right? Communication, love and money. What else is there? Fun? Okay. Jupiter. That is what is going on with our psyche, with our bodies. Our bodies are shifting. Our bodies are changing. Our bodies are absolutely releasing energy in our bodies that no longer serve. No longer serve. Went to the dermatologist 2 weeks ago, and he's like, Bill, I can't believe how great your skin looks. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, great. Well, I do take care of my face and, stuff like, my body, stuff like that. Don't do in the sun a lot of this stuff anymore because I'm just not into it anymore. Why is that? Because I had time to chill and relax and do all that. Because I was exhausted from working 60, 65, 70 hours a week and ordering everybody around in a big store. Yeah. Don't need it anymore because I'm here. All of us will get there this year, everybody. And you will not be able to stop yourself. You will try. You will try. You will try. I will guarantee you that you will try until you don't anymore. You can't anymore. It doesn't work. So healing is the message today. Healing your soul, healing your heart, healing your body, healing everything because you're worth it. And today is the day. Today is the day, tomorrow's not promised. I tell myself that all the time when I'm so used to projecting out into the future. But you don't know. We don't know our soul journey yet. Do I worry about it? Not at all. I could drop dead tomorrow and be like, okay, cool. Good time. My family would be upset maybe. Yeah. And that's the way that you have to think about it. Did I get everything that I wanted? Well, obviously I did because I left. That's all of us. Live for today. Live for today. Have good days. Are you going to have all good days? No, that's unrealistic. Be realistic. Yeah, today's going to suck, but on my break, I'm going to go outside in my car and listen to a 15-minute meditation to get this crap out of my body because it's anger. It's fear. It's anger. It's fear. It's anger. It's fear. Because the love, you don't need to get rid of. It envelops your body. It's the anger and the fear that get you. And those are the times that you have to go, okay, I recognize what it is, and I have to do something about it. Because I can't go on today because I'm so freaking angry. I'm so freaking angry. It's laying underneath, Bill. It's in my gut. I'm just ready to explode. Mercury retrograde. Will that calm down by the end of April? Yes. Then it comes back in 2.5 months. To go it all over again. See? That's what it's about. Your body right now is purging everything that no longer serves. Energy, little disease thingies, right? Little spots on your skin, all kinds of things. You know, sinus infection, anything having to do with anything, immune system, everything, because our immune system is shifting. It's changing to higher dimensional energy. Because we don't need this heavy, heavy, heavy energy of immune. We still get sick? Of course we will. We're human. There's all kinds of stuff on the planet that makes us allergic. I'm so allergic to Daisy, I have to put the fan in the window to freaking suck the dander out of my house because it's everywhere. Yeah. Do I do that? Of course I do. Turn on the fan with the furnace. Turn that bad boy on, and in an hour, it's pretty much good. Because she's so fluffy. Yeah. See? So when that hits you one morning or one afternoon, you know what it is. Don't go into fear. Don't react. Don't react from here because you'll say something that you wish you didn't say. Because somebody made you frustrated. Somebody hurt your feelings. Like the 5-minute meditation from Lisa A. Romano that is for your little kid, I've sent that to more people probably in the last 2 weeks than I have ever. It's 5 minutes long, and when somebody hurts your heart, which is going to happen more often than not in the future, until it's healed, if it ever gets healed, right? Depends on how old you are, things like that. You do the 5-minute meditation. It's a little nursery rhyme meditation kind of thing, right? Whew, gone. Why? Because you've done your work. You've done your work, and now a little 5-minute nursery rhyme meditation kind of thingy takes all of that hurt away that person stabbing you in the heart with a sword wanted to put on you. And it only lasted 5 minutes. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's about. Okay? Having the tools in your toolbox to absolutely checkmate that person. It's going to happen. Why? Because they're third dimensional and you're not. You're out with an open heart. They're not. Someone did that to me this morning. 5-minute meditation. Yeah. Okay? So prepare yourself for this weekend. Drink lots of water. Eat lots of good food. All right? If you want to feed yourself something, feed yourself something. Because you have to calm yourself down. And food always does it for us. Unfortunately, we can't do that forever. But fortunately, we can. Right? Just like with the pandemic, everybody, everything's going to shrink. The grocery stores are going to shrink. The food that's available is going to shrink. We don't need 2 aisles of potato chips and snacks. One whole complete aisle of cookies. No. So it's going to be triggering for all of us when that starts to happen, when the supply chain starts to break down, because it's going to. With tariff, prices are going to go up again. Tariff. It's going to be interesting. But the pandemic was a test. Yeah. So, take care of yourselves. I'll be back next Thursday at 3 o'clock, okay? Got questions, you know where to find me. I'll answer them for you, all right? 30-minute readings are $85, okay? Daisy's having a dream. Daisy. Wake up, honey. You okay? Yeah. I love you, Bubby. I love you so much. She's laying her head on the... That's love, right? Swear to God, it's love. So, 10% off on the memberships. I'm all weepy-eyed now. 10% off on the memberships goes until the end of the month. I think I'm going to do it next month, too. Probably $85 for readings next month, too. It's just enough for me to cover expenses and for people to get, right? Oh, money's coming. I'm itching my hand. I'm itching my palm. That's a sign. So, memberships, there's 5 different levels of spiritual guidance, from 15 minutes to an hour and a half every single month. And you pay for 1 year and you get 1 month free, which is even better. It's pretty cool when you have somebody, and unlimited questions, I should say. So there's somebody always on call, kind of like a lawyer. And that's worked for a lot of people in the last 2 weeks. So that's on billhobart.com. The readings are on billhobart.com. And there's a lot of other cool stuff on billhobart.com. I'm Bill Clairvoyant and Bill Hobart Clairvoyant Medium Psychic on Facebook. And I'm also on the other one, the blue thing. Yeah. Anyway, namaste, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I love you guys so much. I want the best for all of us. Trying to make it so that it's not as difficult as it has been for some of us in our lifetime. Need anything? Let me know. You know where to find me. All right. And I'll see you next Thursday for Coach for the Soul. Thursday at 3. See you.